How about drug culture, drug use? There's a whole subculture to drugs, especially smoking weed these days. Now a lot of it's been recreationalized and legalized. But also the culture of drinking, smoking, tobacco, coffee, intoxicants, opioids, all this is conformity. Why do you drink? Why do you smoke? Why do you vape? Why do you do opioids? Coffee, why do you do coffee? Why do you do your Starbucks? Conformity. It's all conformity. Psychedelics, there's a lot of conformity within the psychedelic industry and psychedelic field. And I've been challenging a lot of that conformity and getting some pushback about that, which is good and healthy. But there's a lot of dogma within psychedelics. The right ways to do psychedelics, the wrong ways to do them. A lot of times people will, I love this, when they pair it to me, like, the Alan Watts quote of like, when you've heard the message, hang up the phone. What is that? You're just parroting conformity. Have you actually explored the whole psychedelic terrain? Have you done dozens of different psychedelics to see whether you actually got the message? Maybe you didn't get the message yet. Maybe the message is still ringing for you and you've already hung up the phone. Ayahuasca shamans. These ayahuasca shamans, they get very attached to their traditions, their particular ways of doing things, and then they start to demonize synthetic psychedelics. They say, oh no, synthetic 5-MeO DMT, that's not as good as from the toad. The toad is the real one. The ayahuasca is the real one. And then Leo, if you do DMT, if you just smoke DMT, that's not as good as ayahuasca. Leo, have you taken ayahuasca? Leo, you got to take ayahuasca because it's different. It's better. It's more spiritual. It's more natural.
How can I ever thank you?
Pay your bill.
I couldn't hear that last thing you said. Goodbye forever.
It's just pure conformity. I've discovered insane psychedelics that these shamans can't even dream of. They're so much more powerful, so much more effective than drinking that nasty ayahuasca sludge. The dosages are more precise. The methods are better. Combining the methods with the theory that I've developed as well is much more powerful than just, handing people cups of ayahuasca in some, in the middle of some rainforest. Pure synthetic psychedelics are so much better than eating mushrooms or chewing on a peyote cactus. I mean, it's just barbaric compared to the kind of techniques that I've been able to develop and find. But why? Why I was able to find those techniques? Because I truly am open-minded and I'm experimenting and trying stuff.